Well, hey guys, Dave here. I just wanted to wait a couple days before I made this video. So today is Saturday, April the 16th, and I wanted to make this video about Florida. Now, if you've been under a rock, you probably haven't noticed that Florida is pretty much a failed state. And you may be asking yourself, but Dave, Ron DeSantis, he runs Florida, and Florida, we've been told, is the freest state in America. Well, let's talk about Florida. First of all, they had these horrible rains that pretty much flooded the entire city of Fort Lauderdale, flooded their airport, feet and feet of rain in their streets. And of course, they don't believe in climate change. They don't realize that Florida's flat as a 10-year-old boy, and climate change and global warming is going to erase Florida in the next 20-25 years. Florida will be gone, and the hurricanes and these storms are going to wipe it out. And like I always say, you may not believe in climate change, but climate change believes in you. And I was just reading an article today that was talking about how Florida, even though their insurance is 33% higher than any other state in America, they're now requiring Florida homeowners to buy flood insurance even if you don't live in a floodplain. Florida is a failed state. Now, the Republicans and the people on the right, they love to talk about Chicago and say Chicago or San Francisco are failed cities. And I agree. The homeless problem and the gang problem is crap. But I wouldn't live there. Just like I would never live in Florida. Florida is a pretty much shithole. I know they like to call it paradise, but it may be paradise for people on vacation, but to live there, the cost of living is through the roof, inflation is through the roof, insurance rates through the roof, property taxes through the roof, rent through the roof, house prices through the roof. Florida will eventually become, I'll call it like a retreat for the wealthy, because that's the only group of people that's going to be able to live there are rich people that can afford the insurance and the cost of living there. And the hurricanes are just going to keep coming through, and these freak, I know they say this is 1 in 1,000 year storm, but mark my word, these storms are going to become more frequent, because as much as you don't believe in climate change, it's still happening. And you can prove it. This 18 to 20 inches of rain that Florida had in like a day, that perfectly aligns with what scientists have been saying climate change was going to happen. As the atmosphere gets hotter, it can hold more moisture. So now when you have these rainstorms, it's not going to be just a regular normal, oh, it's going to rain an inch or two. No, it's going to rain 15 or 20 inches. That's the future. Florida, you are going to be wiped off the map. There is going to be no Florida I'm hoping sooner. I'm 49 years old, and I would love to see Florida erased from the map before I die. But it may not. So at least I can go to my deathbed knowing that eventually Florida will be erased from the map, and all of those fucking losers in Florida and those redneck hicks and those fucking faggots at the villages and those faggot Mar-a-Lago fucks, they'll all be dead soon. So gives me a little peace in my death. But yeah, so Florida is not a failed city like Chicago or San Francisco. It's a failed state. Florida will be dead. It will be bye-bye. It may only be 90 miles from Cuba, from Havana to Key West, but in another decade or two, you're going to be measuring that from Tallahassee, I promise you. But so go about your day and believe, that Jesus is going to save you, and God is going to come back, and everything's going to be hunky-dory, and you're never going to have another bad storm. But do me a favor, to all you Floridians down there that you hate socialism and you hate communism, and you love Trump and you love Ronnie Boy. Now that Fort Lauderdale is flooded, and this year, possibly when a hurricane destroys half of your fucking state, don't ask for federal dollars. Because asking for federal dollars, man, that's communism and socialism. What you should do is you should build a border around your state at the top, along Georgia and Alabama and all that right there. Just build you a little wall, and just stay there in Florida and live off your own money. Because remember, you have Florida, you have Republicans, you have Rick Scott, you have Matt Gaetz, you have Donald Trump, and you have Ronnie Boy. Y'all should be able to get everything good. You don't need no taxpayer dollars to pay for this Fort Lauderdale flood, and you don't need taxpayer dollars to pay for any hurricanes, because you're Republicans and you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and do it yourself. I have faith in you. This is David Zoe Zizzles. May all the people in Florida rot in hell. Thank you.